So that's click restraint for today. And I think one of the things, other than that it requires patience, is that unfortunately information is not about finding multiple sources. It's about finding multiple reliable sources when conducting a search, which I think is always helpful. And I think before we go to fact checker best practices, were there any comments or questions about today's video? And I can see everybody, so I don't see any hands being raised. Nope. Okay, so let's go to what the best strategies that fact checkers offer us. So I think one of the things to remember about the Stanford Research Group is that they, History Research Group, is that they look at that, but they do scan the results to the end of the first page at least and go to several pages. They read the little snippets and they use lateral reading. So I think those are important things that happen when they do that. So he talked about algorithms quite quickly, and we have an option here regarding algorithms. These are some facts about algorithms. Ads often load first because people hit the ads more frequently, so they go to the top of the algorithms. It's not objective, created by humans. But I have a 2.5-minute video that explains algorithms using cooking. And if you guys would like to see that video, I can play it for you. So we have, okay, is that okay with you guys? Okay, so I'll go find that video. It'll take me a second because I have to rearrange my Safari screen. So let me find it. I think, aha, here we go. Let's go down. It's called The Truth About Algorithms. It's one of the RSA Shorts videos, which I really like. They illustrate parts of speeches from an institute in England, and they are usually quite amusing. So here we go.
I worked as a mathematician and then as a quant in finance. I saw the worst of finance. I went into data science and I was struck by what I thought was essentially a lie, namely that algorithms were being presented and marketed as objective fact. A much more accurate description of an algorithm is that it's an opinion embedded in math. An algorithm is a very general concept. It's something that we do actually in our heads every day. To build an algorithm, we need only two things, essentially: a historical data set and a definition of success. So I build an algorithm to cook dinner for my family. The data that I use on a daily basis is the ingredients in my kitchen, sometimes the time I have, the ambition I have for that dinner. And then I assess the dinner after the fact. Was it a success? I define that because I'm the one who's building the meals. I'm in charge. I have the power. So there's always a power element here. So I get to decide a meal is successful if my kids ate vegetables. My kids, if they were in charge, would have defined it differently. And it matters because as we optimize over time, we optimize to success. The succession of meals that I cook from month to month is a very different path of meals than if my son were in charge. So we do that every time we build algorithms. We curate our data, we define success, we embed our values into algorithms. So when people tell you algorithms make things objective, you say no. Algorithms make things work for the builders of the algorithms. In general, we have a situation where algorithms are extremely powerful in our daily lives, but there's a barrier between us and the people building them. And those people are typically coming from a kind of homogeneous group of people who have their particular incentives. If it's in a corporate setting, usually profit, and not usually a question of fairness for the people who are subject to their algorithms. So we always have to penetrate this fortress. We have to be able to question the algorithms themselves, especially when they're very important to us. We have to inject ethics into the process of building algorithms, and that starts with data scientists agreeing and signing to a Hippocratic oath of modeling. But we have to stop blindly trusting algorithms to be fair. They are not inherently fair, and start looking into what they're actually doing.
And like all the resources that we shared, this will be on the resources list on our webpage. And I think it's helpful to understand a little bit about them. The other thing I will say is that while everything that she said is true, I want to remind everybody that as technology has given us access to additional information over time. For example, when the printing press was invented, we then gave information to many, many other people. And there were people who objected to that because they said, oh, well, if we aren't in control of how the Bible is done, then that's true. It was also true when newspapers started. It was also true when radio started and television and other things. So algorithms are another step, a much more exponential step, but it is still in the control of those other people. So that is just one of the points that I thought I'd make. The other thing is that I thought that the tips that he gave under Google search results were kind of helpful. You look at how relevant it thinks a page is to be what you searched for, and the quality of the site is based on its Google's definition of quality. In the resources page on the Kittitas County League website, Charlie has included the link for the description of what Google thought is quality that John talked about. That is also linked so that that's available to you at all times. And the search tricks, do you guys use these search tricks yourself when you're looking for different searches on the internet, the quotes? And
Yeah.
Charlie, could you switch to the next slide? There we go. And like the site domain, like .edu, you only want to look for edus or the minus sign so that you wouldn't look for particular websites. Those are helpful. And there are all kinds of articles and YouTube videos, which I do not have links for, but it's an easy search. I will write myself a note on how to do more advanced searching. It just depends on how you want to do that. And one of the things that we are going to do, we get to watch lots of videos in today's session. I know that's just really what everybody wants. Is there's a wonderful project called the News Literacy Project, which is a nonpartisan national education nonprofit that provides programs and resources for educators and the public to learn and share the abilities needed to be smart, active consumers. And they have a very fun video that's really about click restraint in the sense that this particular episode is talking about, where click restraint is you don't necessarily just click the first thing. And also we have to remember that we don't remember things correctly. You know, we think we know something, right? And we're sure we're right. And then we do the research and we find it out. And so we're going to go back to share your screen. This is a share your screen heavy episode of this project. And we're going to go find this very fun little video called Double Check Your Facts, which is essentially showing that. And I'm going to go share my screen again.
I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I don't believe anything you're saying.
Excuse me, do you have a few minutes to play the easiest quiz of all time?
I do, actually.
This is how it works. I'm gonna ask you a question. You can do whatever you want. There are no rules.
No rules.
There's no rules. Are you ready?
Yes.
Finish this iconic film quote, blank. I am your father.
I'm gonna go with A, Luke.
Luke.
Luke, I am your father?
Wrong! It is actually, no, I am your father.
I don't believe you.
Number 2, which accessory does the Monopoly mascot wear?
Okay, I'm picturing in my head.
I think a monocle?
Monocle.
A monocle.
Incorrect. It's actually none of the above.
That was my second choice.
You've got me doubting myself now.
Maybe you'll get this one. What is the name of the firefighting bear?
Smokey the bear.
Wrong. What phrase activates the Queen's mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
No. Remember, there are no rules.
I can look on my phone?
Yes.
Oh, well, that would have been easy.
Yeah, but going on, we can do that. You ready? Where were fortune cookies invented?
I'm going to check.
San Francisco?
No.
It says San Francisco.
That's what the internet says.
It's sometimes good to check multiple sources.
Oh. Huh.
How many senses do humans have?
This is a 2015 article.
5.
Want to maybe double check that with another sword?
Okay, it totally says 5.
You should have double checked.
Oh.
Possibly as many as 30 plus. That would indicate that it's to be determined.
You got it! Who famously said, I can see Russia from my house?
Oh, Sarah Palin. I don't even need to look. Sarah Palin.
Do you want to look it up? Take your time. We encourage it.
I don't know this source, so I don't know if I can trust it.
Double check.
Okay, actually, it says that it's Tina Fey.
Tina Fey said it?
Correct. Yes! Who famously claimed, I invented the internet?
Al Gore claimed to have invented the internet.
Did he say, quote, I invented the internet?
It says it's not actually true.
So I'm going to say none of the above.
And you would be correct, correct, correct!
Yes!
Woohoo!
All right, let's do it.
Ah, yeah! What did you take away from this?
You got to fact check.
Check your facts and check them from a reliable source.
It always pays to double check and make sure you're correct.